Hello, everyone. You know what? I'm not some jerk on the internet today. I mean, I'm probably going to be a jerk, but, it's April 25th right now. Now, give me a moment to circle around, pun intended. Now we all know the Earth is round, right? That means there's time zones. Means it's not always the same time all across the planet. And if you jump ahead over to Ukraine, it is the afternoon in Ukraine. It's gonna be about like 5:45 ish. Um, so it's coming up on the evening there. That means in a few hours in Ukraine, it will be April 26th. And of course, it was 1:23 in the morning that reactor 4 of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant exploded during the infamous safety test. Which actually, the funny thing is, and I'm not going to focus on that here, but I'm thinking through this today because I'm planning on writing a nice piece, and I've got ideas flowing. The safety test really wasn't the cause of the explosion. There was a lot of stuff that went together, and I really should do a condensed piece on it, or possibly a video down the line. Um, but the safety test didn't help situations at the time. That being said, it's a bit of a powerful historic moment right now, coming up on the 40th anniversary. May or may not do a stream on that here in a bit. But I'm in a bit of a more somber mood today, knowing that that's coming. And I'm at least happy to see that Chernobyl guy will be continuing now his third Chernobyl in real time video series. That'll be fun to join in the chat in the premiere of. So I'll link that in the Discord as soon as it's published to be viewed. Um, that being said, hello. We're here to continue watching Hovind obsess over his little paltry dinosaur theme park, wannabe dinosaur theme park that's nothing more than a glorified gravel pit that, yep, a lot of people have put effort into. And that's the key thing. People. People doing this on the behalf of Kent, for Kent's glory. They ostensibly claim they're doing it for God's glory against evolution religion, but that's simply not the case. This is all a testament to Hovind's crapulence and his obsession with dinos and feeding his own stupid ego. Um, that's all there is to it. And when they want to say that God blessed them with amazing this and amazing that, no, I said this in the previous stream where we covered his first 10th anniversary celebratory video, that God did nothing here. This is all the actions of individuals. And if free will exists in the way that people like Hovind believe free will exists, then that is most definitely the actions of people themselves. And in no way there's a necessary preclusion of God having to tell people to donate to the ministry. They simply chose to of their own free will. But let's go on and put 06/45/2017 on screen. Um, Sorry, my sinuses are still clogged. I'm actually still sick from last week, so go figure. I'm sure my voice is a little raspy right now, a little hoarse. Um, I'll be all right. Let's do this thing. I'm going to try to knock out both his videos from Tuesday and Wednesday in this one stream. So we're going to be here for a hot minute. So sit back, go grab a drink or whatever, grab some snacks, and enjoy.
Amen. Listen to that guy. He's right, folks.
You damn right I'm right.
All that's part of seminar part one, where I talk about different scientific ways to prove the Earth is not billions of years old. Okay, tonight, April 22nd. This is our 10-year anniversary was yesterday. So it's yesterday plus one. God gave us his property. It's been amazing. What a bunch of
Yes, except as I stressed, it was people who gave you this stuff. Every single thing is the actions of people. No, the theme park, the title, the deed, the property ownership rights to that land didn't just manifest themselves because some god said, make it happen. Your deity always has to act through people. It can never do anything that humans can't do, and seems only able to do things that humans cannot do, but only as documented in some book.
different channels on Facebook, on Rumble, on X, our own app, KentHovind.tv.
You know, that makes me think of a thing. It's the classic case of oh, God helped you find the car keys, but wouldn't, save this child from dying or something. Um And it makes me think, it's funny. I mentioned in a previous, in a most recent stream, I found some autographs that I thought I had a little envelope of a couple of autographed pictures that I thought I had lost in the move. And I wasn't looking for them. I just found them. And if I was religiously inclined, I would think that the deity magically manifested them there because they most certainly weren't there when I looked last time. But me being a sensible person, I know good and goddamn well they had been sitting there the entire time and they were just literally hidden behind, I think, an old iMac G3. Like the particular angle I was looking at, I didn't see it. And I'm half blind anyway, so shit blurs together. Brown envelope, brown walls, what do you expect? Um, and I certainly wasn't begging anything to assist me in finding it, so there was no beseeching of some divine entity. Nothing in earnest aside from a typical colloquialism of, God damn it, let me find those things, that kind of stuff. And a joke of, anything's out there, fucking help me. The classic, tempting fate we do. So it's just funny having had a moment where any other person would be like, "Wow, you're gonna help me," it's like, yeah, your deity really helped me with that, but all the other stuff in life I've had to put in the work for. Yeah, right. I don't know. Just came to me. Let's continue.
Instagram, TikTok. Sign up for all of them. They're all free. Okay. Joseph, they still got to go to Roku.
Sexy allergy voice. Well, thank you.
All that or what?
Yeah, we're still on there.
Okay.
Kent Hovind, Creation Scientist.
Kent Hovind, Creation Scientist. Okay, good.
It can't just be Kent Hovind. It's got to be Kent Hovind, Creation Scientist. You're not a scientist. Creationism isn't a science, Kent.
Let's see. Atheist 2026. Remember that.
Hey, Marty.
Our whole world's calendar is based on the Christ. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because some idiots who gained dominance throughout the entirety of civilization based their calendar off of that arbitrary date in their favorite story. That doesn't make it real, Kent.
Dinosaur Adventure Land, where God gets the glory. Bonfire tonight after church. Up there to the bonfire. Somebody did a.
We're gonna burn the crosses and we're gonna scare away all the weird people. You know the kind. The ones who descendants of Ham or something like that. Ham. Let's dig up the pig and roast it.
Article, Carson, Creationism. The picture below is what creationists want to think, but it's really not like that. Evolution is the most proven scientific theory we have. Carson, you are insane. I'll debate you.
I'll debate you and say, no, Kent, it's fact. Also, is this really where you have Joseph going now, or where Joseph is deciding to go is infiltrate random Facebook groups to give you something to talk about? There's the bottom of the barrel, and I think you've scraped through it to the point where you're just digging up just what was previously the septic system of your daddy's outhouse.
You anytime. Call
I don't know. It's the best I could go with this.
855 Big Dino extension 4. Book them, Joseph, okay? Understand that a scientific theory is a collection of facts, not assumptions. That's why evolution is not even a theory, it's a religion. There's no scientific facts to back that up. Different than the theory, evolution is proven across many different fields of science. I don't know what you're smoking, Carson, but you better quit, okay? I guarantee it's illegal, right? You can't use science.
Kent Hovind. People who believe actual science must be consuming a potent, illegal narcotic. Also, Hovind. Took a rib out of a dirt man and made a woman, and worldwide flood and ice canopy, supermagnetic ice, Hovind. Pride babies.
Science in everything you do, and then say it doesn't work. I love science. I use it all the time, okay?
No, you don't, and only by fact that you can't live a life without, quote-unquote, using science.
Just because of your personal beliefs. That applies to you.
You're goddamn right. I mean, the dude's nailing it all, and you're just going, no, you, Kent. That's all you've got is conspiracy and no you.
Guys, evolutionists, okay? Let's see. Here's what he says. There's 1.5 million peer-reviewed papers supporting evolution, and they want us creationists to think that there's no evidence for it. Why do you guys always say there's just so much evidence? There's just so much. Show me one.
People have explained to you the entire working body of sciences the collective mass that shows our entire understanding at current of all these different facets of reality which conflict with your fairy tales. Our understanding is as correct as it can be currently with what we do know, which is pretty damn good. Nothing matches up to your fairy tales, and you're just pissed that your favorite fairy tales don't contort with an observable reality. When people try to explain this all to you, you pull your one topic at a time shit. Where one little fact here and there, you can make up some lie about how it's wrong or just misunderstand it and claim that tears apart everything. But when the entire working body of evidence is pushed to the forefront, you get terrified of it and have to run away from that. Because that itself is the most compelling factor facet of just speaking strictly biological evolution. The way all the other bodies of science end up supporting elements of it, either required elements or intrinsic elements of it. Things from mutations occurring naturally in the nature of quote unquote information in the genome, the actual behaviors and mechanisms of cells existing, of life itself, it being just a pure chemistry chemical process, onto the requirements of deep time, etc., which are evidenced by the very nature of physics. Physics that you creationists, for some reason, simultaneously wish to claim are exact parameters that cannot be changed at all, as if that means anything, as if it is parameters, rather than the universe being emergent from the properties that the universe had, the reality as we see it being that, which is what's the case. Everything in reality is simply emergent via the properties of matter and energy in our reality, the way it actually just works. It's just how it is. We're the end result of this. It's not made to make us what we are. You got it. Yeah, there we go. There we go, Restream. Thank you. I'm glad you wanted to reconnect now. Um, as I was saying, not only do they want to reverse the us being here as a side effect of reality being the way it is, to where, oh, if things were made this way, they and I always want to say the parameters are exact, but simultaneously they wish to say parameters change completely. Oh, they changed the speed of light. Well, no, they didn't. You don't even know what that value actually means. Um, they wish to have all these values magically be different so that there's no consistency in the universe. Which is it, Kent? Which is it? Everything is concordant. The reason everything is concordant with quote unquote evolutionism, with any evolutionary science, be you talking about actual biological evolution or if you're talking about other physical sciences, the reason everything points towards that is because those sciences are based off what's actually observable, not some book says a thing and I'm going to try to make book make sense into the world. You've got it backwards. Everything about your religious bullshit is backwards.
Show them to me one at a time. I will tear them apart, I assure you, okay?
Yes, one at a time, and you'll just make up some shit and claim you tore them apart, as opposed to actually addressing the entire body of stuff, which is the key facet. Just because you can take a chisel and break one brick in a big ass building doesn't mean you've just destroyed the entire building, Kent. That's not how it works.
Watch some of the debates we've done, get my video series on science in the Bible. I tell you what, Carson, why don't you be the first one? I did a whole series of videotapes on making babies, how different animals reproduce. Let's see this one.
Time for Kent to stroke his ego with his fucking fetishized animal porn.
Is the Suriname toad, the walking stick, the water flea, and the sea slug on this one. Show me in detail how their reproductive system evolved. Because
now, let's note the challenge here in air quotes from Hovind is random person on Facebook Please be a biology expert on all of these life forms. What? Like, the absurdity of the request alone. And this idea that Kent has, being an expert in nothing, not even his own stupid Bible, this absurd expectation he has of other people to be experts in anything because we accept what actual fucking science says, is ludicrous. But he's expert on everything, Mr. Polymath Kent. You know, does everything right. Can't even add 5 plus 4 and come up with 9 instead of 10. I've got $4. Someone give me $5. Make it 10. Fucking idiot.
It's really interesting, okay? How about the bacteria, the kiwi bird, the California condor? Go pick any one you want. I gave you like 100 targets to shoot at. Joseph, nobody answered any of them, did they?
Yes, sir.
Shut up, Joseph. Go slop on his knob some more in the back, you fuckwit. Still ain't emailed me back, by the way, chicken ass piece of shit. I'm Joseph. I'm a chicken. It's kind of a chicken sheep, a cheap. It was a cheap. A cheap. A chicken. It's a chicken. It's a chicken cheap. Yeah. Anyway, AJ covered that toad. I remember. That toad freaks me the fuck out, so I don't like, looking at it, talking about it, thinking about it. I like to forget it exists. There's a better question, Kent. Why would God design something like that for no real reason, and yet the creature still otherwise show all the connections it does to all other life? See, that's my biggest thing, is that if anything was specially created, it would be unique from everything else. It would just have to be. Because if your deity can do literally anything, then they would choose to do anything. It is only sensible. It wouldn't be all one nice pecking order, one nice collection of things. You would have something that does not fit, and yet we don't.
You should be chicken, okay? Get my video series on.
What a fucking twat waffle, Kent. Oh my god. This shit's the reason I do this. That's why I can't. It isn't even your fucking illiteracy. It's always been the fact, your scientific illiteracy. It's always been the fact that you're just a dick. You're just a fucking piece of shit human being. An overgrown bully. A guy who peaked in high school. That is you. You know that, right? You peaked in high school. And you've just been riding the Bible train ever since. You managed to find a grift to keep you going, except for the, 10 years you were in the clink. Yeah.
Science in the Bible, Creation Seminar Series. Watch that. It'll really help strengthen your faith. Okay. Here's another one somebody wrote on creationism, whatever that is. This is a simplified graphic representation of human evolution. I know that creationists will reject this without thinking. But I wonder why so many find the evolutionary pathway so offensive. It's stupid.
No, because the actual fact of the matter says that we're part of all the life around us. We're special, yet not special at the same time. We should give a damn about the world around us. We're connected to it. We're a part of it. We don't have dominion over it. That's the problem you idiots have. It doesn't contort with your power fantasy magic book of bullshit. And you can't handle that. Because always notice that these religious zealots also happen to be incredibly right-wing, constantly authoritarian, discriminatory, against any kind of equality or equity.
That's why.
Unless it's their home equity, which they got to keep up unless some of them dark people move in down the street. Property values driven by racism.
Why creationists react so emotionally negative to the concept. I've heard so many creationists say this devalues us.
Okay, fair point. Saying Kent peaked in high school is a bold claim. Imagine Kent... Excuse me. Imagine Kent actually having the mental capacity to make it to high school. Well, I mean, he did, surprisingly. Say he peaked in elementary school. Yeah. Well, actually, I'm sure he peaked when his daddy took him to a farm to teach him the birds and the bees. It was like that scene out of King in the Hill, except instead of freaking out, Kent really enjoyed it. And I kept asking to go back every day.
I don't understand exactly why creationists feel this way. Can someone explain these feelings? So, let's see.
Because creationists are little bitch ass snowflakes who can't handle the fact that they're not special. And they don't like that science says things that reality doesn't contort with their favorite storybook. Done and done.
Ariana, whatever. You have a bacteria turning into multicelled and then fish-like creature, amphibian.
No, the chart is showing a simplified example of populations developing, things changing in the particular chain of events that would have eventually would have eventually resulted in humans. There's a big problem now whenever I do these little responses to Kent is that I'm actively trying to work on the word usage. Like I'm real time, I'm forming the sentence bit by bit and correcting myself as I'm speaking, trying to avoid saying certain words that they like to play their little soft-sit-esque word games with.
Reptile, finally to human. All this is, let me explain to you. This is not science. This is a bunch of lines on paper. This is art.
Oh, but the Bible. Let me take this seriously for a very brief moment and remind those watching that the lines on paper Kent likes to complain about are simplifications of the conclusions of the bulk of data which has been gathered. The only person who has just lines on paper, Kent, is you, because that's all that your Bible stories are, is just lines on paper. There were once stupid ass stories told by primitive, bigoted savages. You have nothing except your stupid book. Cry about it some more. Go to the little boy's room and go cry in the mirror about it because High Lord Yamato told you your book is a bunch of bullshit. Go cry about it. Once you're done, come and maybe try to learn something. We'll connect you with Austin Sims again. Maybe you can actually learn from him because that man knows his shit.
Work. That's all it is. You guys drew lines on paper. I can draw lines on paper too. Doesn't prove a thing. Okay, we had started the sign shop about a month ago to get the sign shop built, to get the sign shop stuff moved out, to get that room for all kinds of activities.
Sign shop? What?
For a science center. And we had some amazing help show up. A bunch of Ukrainians invaded Lenox, Alabama. And
I don't have words. Also, I want to double check. Sign shop, thanks to Russian volunteers from Washington and Oregon. So are they Ukrainian or are they Russian, Kent? Because that's two very different things. Okay, they're both Slavic cultures and are very, relatively connected. But Russia has had a bit of a problem in trying to dominate Ukraine forever. That's a big problem. On a side note, bringing up Chernobyl, really best pronounced Chornobyl, a little bit more an O sound and actually spelled with an O, the proper Ukrainian way. Like Pripyat, which thankfully I believe I do pronounce correctly, actually has an apostrophe in there. Yeah, more you know. And Kiev is spelled differently. Ukraine's really big on an anti-Russification thing, which sadly Russification was a side effect of the Soviet Union. Because as much as I stress that the Soviet Union was not Russia, it kind of was. They did dominate everything, but the Soviet Union existed above the essence of Russia itself, but was led with Russian ideology in mind. So yeah. But which is it, Kent? It says there, Russian. Were they Russian or Ukrainian? You fucking twat waffle.
invaded Lenox, Alabama.
Also, I should remind everyone that one of my ride shares home one day happened to be a guy from Ukraine. I heard the accent and knew that's Eastern European. And after joking about where he's from when he originally said Collierville, one of the cities outside of Memphis proper, said Ukraine, told me a little bit about his time in the Soviet military, and then told me about him having lived in Kiev when the Chernobyl disaster happened and noticing all the buses disappeared. And then he finally took a trip to the west to visit friends or family out there like the next day or two, and then heard about what actually happened. So conveniently, he was out of Kiev when the Mayday parade was happening, at which time Kiev had a pretty high background radiation level, elevated from the disaster, 100 kilometers north. The dude complimented me on my knowledge of history for not just with Chernobyl, but things like the von Ribbentrop Agreement in World War II and just general cultural understanding. Said it's extremely rare to run into that kind of stuff. So that made me really happy, and I wished I'd have run into him again, but so far haven't. It'd especially be cool too on a day like today or tomorrow, given the anniversary, or maybe to be able to get record, his stories of the day, of the time. Anyway, yeah, I didn't expect, of all things, for Russia and Ukraine to be brought up in a Hovind stream after I already opened the stream talking about Chernobyl, but here we are. It's amazing how things come full circle.
And really did a bang up job finishing, well, as far as we're going to take it, the sign shop. Can you, one of you guys come up here and tell us who you are and how you heard about us and who's going to be the spokesman? Pointing at each other. Okay, come on, brother.
Oh, jeez.
Right over here. What a blessing you guys have been. You drove, well, tell them how far you drove.
So my son and I, we drove all the way from Seattle, Washington, out this way. We took a couple stops, but
I bet.
yeah.
Oh, man. There's one go on record as saying fucking love this dude's accent. The particular nuances. A lot of the, there's still the subtle hint of Russian. Can presume Russian because that's what the text was. Could have been Ukrainian, so it could be Ukrainian. He had originally put text of Russian. Actually, it is more Ukrainian now that I think about it. I think. Either way, love the particular accent. Got to point out.
Yeah, we stopped by Dallas, visited some family out there, and made it out here. So it's been a blessing to serve this community. We were out here since Monday. And we started out with not having anything in rhythm, but once we got everything figured out where we can get some tools, the materials put together, we knocked it out pretty quickly with the crew that we have.
Amen. And tomorrow we're going to do one more day on our Noah's Ark, getting some of the windows in, and awesome. How'd you hear about us way down here in Alabama?
So we have one guy here, Peter, contacted me one day, and he's like, hey, I have a couple guys that are going to come down here with their sons, teenage sons, just to serve this ministry and come out here and do whatever work needs to be done. And he gave me the dates, and I said, you know what, I'm going to set everything aside. I have a business that I run. I set everything aside, grabbed my teenage kid, and came down here.
Why are y'all having to stress teenage sons and teenage kids so much? Why are you doing that?
Teenage kid like it.
He loves it. Right over there.
Okay. He's got the Toyota Prius I really want to buy off him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amen. Well, how many came in your group altogether?
22?
22.
Yeah, Peter. I believe it's about 22.
Okay.
22 of us.
And how do they like Dinosaur Adventureland, other than all the work to do? But you guys.
Oh, they enjoy it. They enjoy it. It's a nice community feeling. We're enjoying it. Not only the physical aspect of laboring and getting some buildings done, the community, the people that we talk to, it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing hearing from them and being able to share with them our remarks as well.
Amen. How many Ukrainians are there in America?
No idea.
Whole bunch.
A whole bunch.
And they're making more while they're over here.
Absolutely.
Okay.
No, Kent, they're making Americans. They're nationally going to be American, and I'm not going to get into details of dividing ethnic subgroups of the generally called Slavic people. That sounds a little too much like something that mustachioed Austrian failed painter would like to do. What the fuck, Kent? What the actual fuck? And they just go along with it. No one looks at this shit and thinks, wait a minute, that sounds like some racist bullshit.
We do what we do best.
Nationalist bullshit. Okay, I'll give you that, dude. Hang on, let's get the full on that.
And they're making more while they're over here.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We do what we do best.
Amen.
Okay, I will give him that. I like this guy. I don't like that he's a damn Hovindite, but otherwise, so far, you don't seem like a complete piece of shit. And see, Kent, that's how you deliver adult comedy in a way that works. It didn't come off creepy. I guess it could have to somebody, but it didn't come off creepy to me. It came off as just like, well, I'm going to take this opportunity for this little joke, and ooh, look, still not really Christian, still not church appropriate, but you know, you do you, which you probably do.
All right. Thank you so much, brother. You guys have been a great blessing. Amen. All right. Yeah, they did an awesome job on the sign shop. I'll call that back up there, Joseph.
Yeah, what is this sign shop? What the hell do you need a sign shop for?
There's the inside. Again, that's as far as we're going to take it. Dinosaur Adventureland. We started 10 years and one day.
All right, here we go. He's going to go through the slides again, just like he did the previous day, because that's what Hovind does.
Ago, with nothing here but a bunch of mud. Old gravel pit straight north of Lenox, 1 mile.
Yeah, Kent hates immigrants. At least he's getting free work from him.
Old gravel pit on Pearl Lane. There it is. That was it. And yeah, this is what we had to put up with every day after a rain had lasted for weeks. Every time we poured a piece of concrete out here, it was $1,000 for the truck to show up. I said, I'm going to get a price on blacktop. Well, somebody had just donated to us a couple of days before a real fancy
God, he's saying blacktop again.
Jeep. Big chrome wheels and lights all over the place, you know. At the time, we were using...
Yeah, give me the Ukrainian guy. Give me his Bible lessons. I want to check that shit out.
Side-by-sides to give tours. We'd go through the mud and have a blast.
Oh, wait. Did you just say somebody gave you the best sides?
At the time, we were using side-by-sides to give tours.
Oh, okay, just that you were using them. The one Cindy, bought? Claude brought that up in a comment the other day. Yeah. You don't bring up Shindy.
We'd go through the mud and have a blast, come back, mud all over everybody, you know. Look at this kid right there. Yeah.
You're the king of the goobers, the king of the goobers. I don't know. I just had to. I was always talking about Kent. What you think I was talking about the kid? I ain't going to do that.
That's how you know you had fun. Yeah. And so they're look at that.
The stuff I'd love is if, like, just in a few short years, these kids are like radical fucking atheists, disown their whole family, and are out, as adults fucking trying to change the world. I'd love that shit. Because it statistically has to have happened with at least one of the bastards.
That's the front of the Science Center. Robbie, that's what it was. Look at that. So we finally, I $1,000 every time the truck showed up for concrete. I said, okay, I'm going to get a price on blacktop. I called a guy locally here. He came out. He said, Brother Hovind, I love your ministry, but you need $50,000 worth of blacktop.
Would you stop saying blacktop? You're the only motherfucker who says blacktop.
He said, what do you want for that Jeep over there? I said, I don't know. He said, tell you what, give me $10,000 in the Jeep and I'll blacktop everything. So it's been that way since we started. You know where that is? Anybody recognize that spot? That's right in front of your office, Bobby.
Yeah. Blacktop. I don't know what asphalt is. Blacktop.
Now instead of that board log there, it's a steel grate. 2 weeks after we got the property, all I had was my motorhome.
I mean, seriously, this is like the world's worst fucking slideshow. The stereotype, or some of you in my audience are actually old enough to have definitely had families go on vacation and come back and use a fucking slide projector to show the photos of everything. It's like, that's all this is the world's shittiest fucking slideshow presentation of this dumbass's testament to himself.
up here, and a beer trailer that a friend of mine bought for me in Pensacola, Bud Light. We covered it up with stickers to be sharing the light. It's still out there, okay? We kept everything in there. Well, finally,
They covered it out with Stuckers, guys.
2 weeks after we got the property, middle of the night, the power goes out. Next day, I went driving around to see what happened. A lady got mad at her boyfriend, and she's driving down County Road 7, drunk, and she went down in the ditch and flew back up over and hit the power line, hit the telephone pole 20 feet off the ground, killed herself. Go to the end of Pearl Lane, turn right, go about half a mile. There's still a little cross in the ground. That's where she killed herself. And
Wow, what a lovely story, Kent.
it knocked the power out. So the guys are up there putting the new pole in. I said, hey, guys, can I have the old pole? He said, well, yeah, sure. So I cut up pieces of the old power pole to put right there to let people not drive over the pipe. We had to get the water out of there. And one thing, this is our dining hall when we started. That was it. See the record board? See where the dining hall is now? Guy called me about 5 years ago. He said, Hovind, my neighbor's a world-class hunter and taxidermist. He died. He wants you to have his whole collection. Donated the whole thing. Go upstairs and see it. It's pretty.
My name is Kent Hovind. I want to show you all the things people have given me. Yeah, look at all the stuff people have done for me. Because, you know, they do it for me. I accept charity all the time, but no one else can have charity. No, no, no.
Amazing. I could tell stories all day long about how good God has been as we built this place, okay? Anybody know what this is?
I mean, you know, where was your God when you were in the clink for 10 years, man? I mean, just saying, you were in fucking federal prison for 10 years. Where the fuck was your God then, asshole?
That's Noah's Ark going up.
Yeah, Kodak slide film, twice the price of ordinary film.
There's the dining hall now. And visitors from all over the world. We got attacked by a herd of deer. They made it halfway through the wall. We cut their heads off. Kids.
I gotta crack the same jokes, and they gotta be overly brutal. You know, it's good for the children, builds character. I'm not a fucking sociopath at all, no.
Boys, I'm kidding, okay? There's stuff. While we're building the dining hall, a guy pulled up with a pickup truck full of dark brown ceramic tile. He said, Brother Hovind, I love your ministry. I got a bunch of ceramic tile for your floor.
This never happened. He ordered this shit. That's the thing that kills me. It's like, if you notice something, you'll notice that there's always just enough of most of these things to do the job. Right? There's never too little, and there's never way too much. It's always just the right amount. And there is no way their architectural planning skills are at all good enough to just on the fly ad hoc all this shit. Takes the donation money and buys this shit, then claims people donate it to him to try to make it look like, oh, look at how much people love me, the Hovind.
Wasn't quite enough to do the whole floor, so we put a bunch of crosses in the middle. Looks like it's part of the plan, but actually there wasn't enough brown. Okay, there we go, side by sides. We had 7 side by sides, loaded up all the
That Cindy paid for.
time, driving around giving tours.
Well, see, T. Gray, God hardened Eric's heart. That's what it is, yeah.
Wave TikTok. Yeah. Who's he?
Joseph, how about you stop interrupting his shit? I don't know what you think you're doing, dude. And I can't believe I'm saying stop interrupting Hovind. But seriously, all this shit to be like, to make TikTok think this. People on TikTok are fucking idiots. You don't need to placate them. If they can't figure out that this is actually, yes, a live stream, or a live, as the unwashed heathens call it, because they're fucking morons, that's their problem.
You want to know if I'm live?
Let me, make sure to remind my audience that I'm live. Hey, guys, did you know I'm live right now? Yeah. Oh, That's why when you say something in the chat, I put it on screen because this is a live video. It isn't pre-recorded. I didn't secretly know everything you're going to say, although that would be really cool. And that's why, like right now, I can totally read this super chat of another $6.99 Canadian from Rotting Rainbow, Rogue Rainbow, Reading Rainbow. about these donations. I'll take bullshit conversations that never actually happened for $6.99, Alex. You goddamn right. Thank you for the super chat. Shekels go towards keeping the kitties fed.
Anything on TikTok? I think you're recording.
I do record a lot of stuff, but yep.
It doesn't fucking matter what TikTok thinks, Joseph. Stop interrupting the video and let him proceed. You fucking suck at this, Joseph. I'm sorry. You fucking suck at maintaining flow. You're interrupting shit. Oh, but Chris, aren't you just pausing, interrupting, and talking? Yes, because this is a fucking reaction stream, and that's what I do. And my friends here tune in to hang out with me. And each other. Sometimes they just get off into whole damn conversations on their own. I don't even know what the fuck is up. Like, literally, entire conversations have happened, unrelated to the stream, in the chat. I've watched friendships grow in this damn chat. So I can do what I want, because this just gives more time for everyone to have a laugh. And I know you're celebrating your cult compound there, Kent, but really shouldn't let Joseph throw you off like that.
I'm live. Okay. We started each tour. For our 12,000 square foot science center, we teach about the 7 days of creation.
Yes, and you can't keep a channel on YouTube or any other platform long enough to go past day 2. I was hoping to continue that series.
Here's our beer trailer. Anybody recognize that spot? Where's that, Billy? On the right's a science center, on the left is nothing, right? So we put a bunch of poles in the ground, started building 4. There it is going up. Whole thing designed on the back of a napkin. Whole place.
And it hasn't collapsed yet. What a fucking miracle. You know, Kent, some before and after would be nice. You know, you already have those photos of before. You could go back to the same spot and take a photo now to show the rest of us what it's like.
Like that. It's like the general came during the war. He came to this, his engineer. He said, I need a bridge across that river.
Mithril, I did not hear about that. Hunter, quote unquote, from the U.S. Shoot a rare antelope trampled by 5 elephants. That's fucking hilarious.
Can you build me one? He said, oh, yes, sir. He said, draw up the plans. I'll be back in 3 days. He came back in 3 days. He said, how's the plans for the bridge coming? He said, well, sir, the bridge is done. You can use it, but it's going to be a few more days on them plans. Right? You Ukrainians know when you know how to build, you just build, right? You don't need a blueprint. There it is.
Fun fact, on my BBS, I have a complete a complete set of general plans for the Block 2 RBMK facility, primarily Chernobyl 4, available. So, you know, talking about Ukrainians and building things.
Building 4 from the back. A blue used to be Bud Light. Now it's sharing the light. There it is going. Look at that. Sharing the light. Here it is today. That's what it used to be.
That's what it used to be.
I can thank 1,000 people who've helped us build all this stuff. You Ukrainians, you came.
Yeah. Now, where are all those people? How many of them are still there? How many of them have you run away? How many of them have you robbed?
Done right on time. Help us build. There's the road. Used to be pure mud.
There's a road. Used to be pure mud. Hey, yo, guys, let's take this guy back to Rome. About when his Jeebus Crispy got nailed that time. You know, he was real hammered. He'd say that, you know, maybe the Romans would be impressed by that. Wow, it's a road. You know, earlier this month, Kent, we sent people around the moon for the first time in over half a century. I think that's a little bit better of an accomplishment than your pathetic ass road.
Every time it rained, you could hardly get up there because your tires would spin. The barn.
The I love your ministry, Dr. Hovind, is like Trump's big strong man came to me. He was crying.
Anybody recognize him? Rich. Worked here for quite a while. Anybody
Worked here? Is he an employee?
recognize this? The Science Center. We could go all day and all night. What, 800 pictures they gave me, old-time pictures of the place.
Old-time pictures. Also, what is it with them building stuff? Like, I don't work in construction. I don't know broad details, but is it an accepted thing to build everything else and then put in the floor without any proper foundation? Because I can't help but notice that nothing at Dinosaur Adventureland has a proper fucking foundation. Of course, if it's a floating floor, I guess it wouldn't matter, or whatever the proper term would be, as we know GBC is because everything bounces when people walk. But you really feel like there should be actual foundations. Just, I don't know.
We'll quit. Okay. Anybody want to share testimony tonight about how you love the Lord or how you come on up?
Hey, quickly, audience, share some testimony of how you love Lord Yamato. Yeah.
Yay! All right. This ought to be interesting.
Oh, here we go.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, wife number 5.
Hi, my name's Cherokee. I came here
Oh no, never mind. That's not. Sorry, I caught a glimpse with my vision being so bad. It looked similar enough at a glance. So the camera panned over. I'm like, oh wait, that's the wrong person.
about, I'd say, a month ago?
32 and a half days.
32 and a half days. And I absolutely love it here. You can really feel the way that the Holy Spirit runs through these people and how
Translation: I've been brought up in what amounts to nothing but pure abuse and being restricted from the actual world. So this kind of cult behavior seems absolutely normal to me, and it's what I'm comfortable with. By the way, Joseph, up here, you didn't stretch the Dr. Dino banner.
they try to spread the Lord with everyone they meet.
Yep, spread the Hovind all over the back of people's heads.
You can see it in their hard work or when they're actually talking to guests.
Yes, so praise be our Lord and Savior, Lord Yamato, bringer and lover of potatoes.
And I love it here. It's amazing.
Amen. What's your favorite part, favorite activity around here?
Zip line.
The zip lines.
Yeah. But I might be biased.
Now, you didn't fall off the
Ooh, look, someone who actually knows the word biased. Hovind doesn't know that word.
tower, did you?
No.
But your mom is all worried to will.
Yeah.
She wants to hire a helicopter to stay above you at all times or something. Yeah. Anyway,
Whoa, they just changed camera feeds. It's a miracle.
thank you so much. You're a blessing. Thank you, man. All right. Anybody else? All right. Moses? Are you coming?
Ah, yes, the juxtaposition of Ken's favorite apocalypse chart, his own assholishness, his stupid dino toys, his SpongeBob rocking over there, and the random picture frame with everybody in hearts. It's fucking madness, man.
Moses?
It's like, let's be clear, when people want to act like the fact that I do regular streams covering Hovind, since he streams daily, it gives me a chance to stream damn near daily. I've got some Hovind obsession, or he's always on my mind, the lives rent free bullshit. It's like, I don't have fucking like Pope Hovind pictures and all kinds of shit everywhere. Like actual tangible ephemera obsessing over the people and things that I hate. I've got a blanket using as a shade because I'm bootleg like that. I got a freaking cat blanket acting as a sound dampening. I got the CO plate. I guess I should show that in Discord. That's hanging up because I haven't gotten all my art and stuff out of storage yet. I got another thing over there, and that's it. Otherwise, this room is barren as fuck. I don't build shrines to the shit I hate.
Do it, Moses. Do it, Moses. Nobody else?
Oof. Olaf throwing shade. Hate to be that guy. Looks like the result of a brother and sister who liked each other a bit too much. I wouldn't go that far. Remember, I am here in the United States, in good old Tennessee, and I've seen some people who, yeah, you can really tell that their brother is also their daddy, is also their mama. Make it make sense.
There's a lady, I went to the gas station today to buy $600 worth of gas to fill up the diesel can and the other. By the way,
why are you putting gasoline in a diesel can, Tank? Kent. Who the hell is Tank? in a diesel tank, Kent. You fucking idiot.
gas out there and the diesel out there is not to ride around on. $600 to fill those two up today. So if you want to ride
I'm just going to, in the middle of a live stream, I'm just going to remind people not to joyride. You know, go buy your own.
around, get your own vehicle, your own gas. Anyway, I asked the lady, hey, have you been to Dinosaur Adventureland? We had our 10-year anniversary.
How would he prove? Does he have cameras monitoring it? Siphon the fuck out of Hovind's gas and joyride all you want, DAL crew. Well, just lie and say, it's the gas you paid for. Jesus will forgive you, so that's all that matters. Because remember, in Christianity, you can do whatever the fuck you want to other people. It doesn't fucking matter. As long as you believe on Jeebus Crispy, you're forgiven.
Yesterday, she said, no, right here in this area. So I gave her one of our flyers. I said, well, there's all kinds of people spreading crazy rumors about us. If I gave you $20 for gas, would you come? 6 miles away.
Lives rent free in your head. Kent, I barely tolerate your nasty, disgusting voice in my head. Yeah, seriously.
She just looked at me funny. Maybe. So it's amazing. God is using this place in a great way, and it's safe.
Willing to bet Kent doesn't know the difference between diesel and petrol. I'd say he would, but only as a matter of he knows they're different. You wouldn't actually know the reasoning behind stuff.
And hates this place in a great way. Lee, you've never said nothing on the camera, have you? Do you want to become world famous? Lee.
Shit, yeah, you know what? I was thinking about that yesterday. I remembered I need to get back to you on those phones. I'll hit it in Discord.
Yeah. A couple years ago already. Oh. Well, you're older now, brother. You should be wiser, but you're not, so come on up. All right. Yay. Lee, you've been here, what, 85 years now, I think? Or?
Yeah, something like that.
How'd you hear about us? Where are you from originally?
Well, I'm originally from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I heard about Doc probably about 40 years ago when he was first had his tapes out where he was.
That's impossible given he didn't get his stuff really started until the early 90s. So, no. He wasn't doing the shit he's known for back in 86.
Baiting all of these idiot professors. I mean...
Yes, the idiot professors. He's the one who knows everything. That's why he's living in a gravel pit. Surrounded by, well, I'll be nice and say, volunteers.
They had to be idiots because you sure made them look like that anyway.
They really are.
Yeah. And so I retired a couple
The Kent Hovind fluff piece. Got to keep his erection up.
years ago from trucking, and I decided to go check the place out and meet Mr. Hovind.
Amen.
And decided to stay and volunteer to help out what little I can. I don't work a whole lot, but I try to be consistent.
I knew Kent was going to say some shit like that. Fuck you, Hovind.
You keep the roads all smooth and the tractor and get the logs all cut up. And let's see. And how long you been here now?
Oh, I lose track. I'm old. I don't
Oh, yeah.
remember one day to the next half the time. No, I've probably been here about 2.5 years.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Now, the rumors going around that we're a cult.
I mean, how do you just move to a place like that for 2 years and some change? I mean, this place isn't permanent living. So there has to be circumstance surrounding this that just, we're not privy to. Really makes you think.
What have you seen?
Well,
Also, the constant, this isn't a cult, this isn't a cult, DAL isn't a cult, it's not a cult, it's not a cult, it's not a cult. Streisand effect there, Hovind.
depends on if you know what the definition of a cult is.
Okay.
From what I understand, the definition of a cult is something, someone that believes in a higher being. And
What?
yeah, that's what we do. We believe.
Yes, Claude put this clip up. Where this dude basically says, yeah, we're a cult. No. I mean, yes, but not because of that. No. It's the focus and obsession around Hovind and an odd ideology that is as separate from what is considered normal that are some of the key factors.
Even
Yeah.
in a higher being, right? So,
Amen.
but as far as wacky cult, definitely not.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how to help them. The ones that have never been here know all about us and know all the rumors. And
Kent, I've explained this. You broadcast everything. You've got Christian logic going on. Put everything out there. In your little streams, you ramble on about everything. And so information gets out. You're your own worst enemy for this stuff. I'm trying to help. I really am.
the ones that have been here said, this is a great place, you know.
I tell you, I keep searching. I haven't found anything wrong yet. but
Okay.
I'll
All right.
keep you on your toes.
All right, sounds great. Thank you, brother. You've been a great blessing. Okay, amen. Amen. All right, who else has never shared their testimony
Yeah, academics don't even agree on the definition of cold. It seems like so many definitions, it's a circumstantial thing. It's a broad concept.
here and needs to? Joy, do you want to do something in Tagalog? Huh? Okay, English?
Tagalog? Do you mean Tagalog, Kent? She Filipina? Is that where you're going?
You're one of the people that answers the phone. They should at least see your face when they call Dinosaur Adventureland. Joy. From the Philippines. You had to go all the way to the Philippines to find her, RJ, is that right?
For us to get married, yeah.
To get married? Okay. And someone told me, asked Joy this when they first came here. Someone told me the women in the Philippines never argue, never complain, always romantic. She said that must be a different island. How about the Ukrainian women? They never complain, never argue, always romantic. His wife's elbowing him, he's nodding his head. Okay, well.
Wouldn't be a Hovind stream without a helping dose, heaving helping of misogyny.
Any of you teenagers want to share a testimony? Be world famous. Come on. All right, here we go. All right. Tell them who you are, where you're from.
I'm Silas, and my family came from Portland, Oregon. And we've been here for, 3.5 months now? 3.25. Yeah, but we've been volunteering here. We're blessed to stay here. And we are actually on a road trip from Oregon to New York by a trailer. And we ended up coming, we were going to go down to Florida and come back up, and we broke down on the way, into this parking lot.
Yeah.
And so I guess we stayed for a month, and then we broke down again, and then now we're staying for 3 months.
I have no comment. I'm going to be good. I'm not going to make any comments whatsoever. Yeah, I'm not saying you guys were sabotaged, but
Man, well, you've been a great blessing. This kid works. Yeah. Cherokee? Never mind. I was going to say we need to fix you up with somebody like this, but okay. Stop breaking their vehicles.
My vehicle's actually parked in here, broke down. It doesn't run anymore.
Yeah.
So we'll stay a little bit longer.
Stay a little longer.
oh, the temptation. Ooh, everything is tempting me to make the joke I want to, but I won't. I'll be good.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you so much,
Thank you so
brother.
much for all
All
you
right, thank you. All right. Bobby, you already shared your testimony, didn't you? You didn't? You all pointing at Bobby back there? Joseph? Can you control that woman? No, sir. Okay. Who? Billy. Billy. You can even leave your hat on backwards. That's not a problem. You don't want to be famous. Okay. Works hard around here. It's the whole, just look, kids, life is generally just work, okay? You can thank Eve for that. But,
More misogyny, but it's okay. Fuck you, Hovind.
one guy said, I believe in luck. The harder I work, the luckier I get. Yeah. Just life is that way. Just, she wants, oh, the redhead, come on. Okay.
Yeah, you know what? Just gonna say it, dude. Earlier, I mean, I don't think Cherokee was his type.
Come on, here. Let me see your finger first of all. You got to get one of these guys.
You gotta get a booger man.
Every day we come up, the kids, I give them one of these on their finger, and by the noon.
Normally, at stages like this, I would, cut things and censor stuff. Young children don't have the ability to be, consent to being on camera like this. I don't believe it's right to show them. But in this one case, I'm already too late. I didn't realize what was going on. And I think it might do well to show the most vulnerable people here. The adults doing this of their own free will. If they want to join fucking what amounts to a very, very piss-ass death cult, they can go right ahead. It's the children being forced in that are the problem.
They're gone, and I know right where they went, too. The booger man. All right. What's your, tell them your name. Come on.
My name's Ashley, and this is Laura, and we're from Snohomish, Washington. And we learned about...
Can't help but notice all these people from the same area, from up there in the Pacific Northwest. Almost as if a whole little group in itself got kicked out and decided to come down here. And so two cults just merged into one that worships the Hovind.
Doc Hovind from our friends the Morrisseys, who are helping us in our homeschooling adventure to not learn the ridiculous things like evolution. And so we believe in a...
Poor child, deprived of any chance of an education.
6-day creation. And we got to come down here and learn all the things that support that. And so she can grow up smarter than somebody with a college education.
If you don't...
I don't have to comment. That's everything you need to know. That's everything you need to hear. That's what's going on. That's the be all end all of this. These people thinking that they're somehow smarter than the actual people who actually study this stuff and bring about actual progress for the human race.
Believe you're related to a potato. You're smarter than a college professor.
Are you
'Cause
related?
they think they are.
Are you related to a potato?
No.
No. And how old are you?
6.
6. And how old are you going to be when you're almost 8?
9.
9. Close enough. Okay. All right.
6, and yet she held up one hand. Just, yeah.
And you want to tell her? Say hi, everybody.
You want to say something? Well, it's been an absolute blessing to be here. We've learned so much. Everyone has welcomed us. And we can leave, so it's definitely not a cult. We've been here twice now in the last 2 weeks, so they let us go.
Being able to leave or not leave is not necessarily a defining criteria of a cult. There's mentality involved. The primary thing is the psychological link to this ideology, and especially a particular figure or something, and a focus on that figure. In this case, the cult of Hovind.
They let us come back, and we love it.
Amen. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you. I can't believe the one guy's telling everybody, don't go there. It's dangerous. They kill people. They've got skeletons. They're plastic. You buy them online. Okay. It blows your mind.
Yes, we've all heard about your plastic skeletons. Also, I've not heard a single person except for you say anything about people killing people at Dinosaur Adventureland. No one thinks that goes on. Seriously, anyone in my audience. Very serious. Did you ever at all did you ever at all believe that people were being killed at Dinosaur Adventureland? Like in that way, I'm not talking even, playfully. Don't even joke about the kid who drowned there. That was, a legitimate accident, but one that was quite preventable. But but does anyone think anything actively goes on there of that degree? I certainly don't think so. I certainly don't think anyone's heard anyone say anything about that beyond Hovind himself.
Isn't it, Joseph? You've been here, what, 5 years? Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? Come on. Here's your chance. None? Bobby? Okay, Bobby.
Yeah, the bite model even then had some flaws with it in that it doesn't totally capture it's some criteria of it eliminate other variations of quality. So the bite model is only a rough approximation.
One more. I saw a hand back there. No? All right. Well, then it's bonfire time. It's a blast around here. It's mostly work, but it's a blast. Tomorrow, you guys get one more day. Put the windows in the ark. I found out we're going to buy some of the doors. Look, we need about a bunch of money to finish.
Right now, where I can buy the doors? You mean a hardware store? And you need money to finish it, you say? Why don't you just ask God to do the doors? Come on, God, you're so big and tough. Just build Ken Hovind's doors.
It's just money, money, money. Every time I go to the lumberyard, they see Hovind coming. Here we go. Get a trailer full of stuff. So thank you for supporting us. We've been open for 10 years for free. We don't charge nothing. We want to change lives worldwide.
We want to change lives worldwide. Charge anything, but we sure as hell ask for donations all the way through. Peer pressure tactics.
That's all. Ever since I led my first soul to Christ 57 years ago, I told you the story many times. I got down on my knees. I said, Lord, I don't know what you want from me. I'm 16 years old. But I think I want to do this the rest of my life. Influence people for you. Maybe your goal in life is to make money and get a bigger, faster car and bigger house and bigger boat. And I don't care about none of that.
Yeah, that still doesn't mean you're not fully yourself. All you care about is your stupid theme park dedicated to your own crapulence. I don't know why people can't understand that in and of itself is the substitute for the obsession over personal possessions. Is this broad, ego trip that is Dinosaur Adventureland.
Alone with the Lord, say, Lord, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do, Lord?
No comment. I'm just gonna plead the fifth. In your case, Hovind, get the hell out of here. Other people's cases, if they were alone with the Lord Yamato, well, then there'd be different discussions. With full consent, mind you.
Lord, show me. Show me the way. I'll walk in it. It's been great. If you want to help, please do. If you don't want to help, get out of the way. We're going to do it anyway. All right. See you tomorrow, Sunday. Bonfire on the sand dune. Let's go back.
Spirit.
Okay, so we're done with that one. Let us move on to the next one, because we're going to go today. We're going double time. So let's go back to 10-year anniversary, part 3. Maybe we'll hit open mic later.
So there were trees everywhere. Noah, like 600, they probably had technology we don't even have today. There were huge trees, just like there are fossils of huge animals, like dinosaurs. Everything was bigger before the flood. Seen a and saved all the animals on board. Now, whether you like to believe it or not, that is the fact. Google flood legends. There are 450, I believe, that have been discovered. That guy never did get it, did he, Joseph?
He didn't.
Never did get it.
Oh, so part 3 is open mic? Okay.
Bible says they're willingly ignorant. 2 Peter chapter 3. Good evening, folks. We're going to have day 3 of our 10-year anniversary of getting this property given to us. That would be 10 years ago. Right about. Yeah. Okay. Open mic. If you have a testimony you want to share, how the ministry has helped you or brought you to the Lord, please call in. Joseph will put the link up there. Call in. Skeptics, scoffers, you're going to call in, curse and swear, just shut them off, Joseph, okay? All right, we get that once in a while. They have nothing else to do. Anyway, we're on a bunch of different channels. They keep taking us off of YouTube, but we're on,
There it is. The keep taking us off YouTube.
let's see, Facebook is the big one, Rumble, X, and let's see, our own app, KentHovind.tv. Let's see, Instagram, let's see, TikTok. Sign up for all of them. They're all free. So tonight, the 23rd of April, 2026. That's for atheists. Keep reminding you. That's when Jesus was born. You know, I know our calendar's off, but it's a good reminder. Anytime you write the date down, you got to talk to the Lord. Say, thank you, Lord, for making this world. Okay, I got some pictures. The old pictures of this place as we're in the building of it. If you want to share a testimony, just raise your hand, interrupt anytime. But RJ, did you find these old pictures somewhere?
Yep.
That's awesome. There's
Yep.
our science center. The guy donated the taxidermy collection, 5 years ago now. We had to add on to the building just to hold it. We added on all that at the back, the science center. There it is, right there, science center edition. Added on that huge room. It's just been amazing watching this place come together. Can you see it yet? That's our church. A couple of poles in the ground. Can you see it? Not yet? How about now? The whole place been built. Just it's been amazing watching God pull it together. There we go. Bunch of poles
Funny, I don't see God doing any work, but I sure do see a lot of human beings and expensive machines made by humans.
in the ground. You can still see the poles in the church here, the telephone poles. Progress on the church building. I got the trusses up. Put the floor in. All designed.
Yeah, in retrospect, I think everything there is going to be a floating floor. Obviously, they wouldn't be putting concrete and proper stuff for anything. Not in that backwaters ass place.
And on the back
I was pretty damn naive, honestly, for thinking they would for anything.
of a napkin. Lions Metal Roofing up in Tennessee, been a great blessing to the ministry for years. Call them and thank them. Or if you want metal, if you need metal for a metal building, call them and say, order it from them up in Tennessee. Lions Metal Roofing. They supplied all the metal for the church. There you go, getting up. And that's the
Yeah, places tend to supply things when you pay them for it. Or are you trying to say it was donated?
subfloor, so we could put the cross in there. I'll show you. This is pretty cool. I said we needed carpenters and framers to help us frame up the new church building. There it's going up. We're sitting in it now, by the way. There it goes. That man lift. Who gave that man lift to us? Man, years ago, that was a blessing. It's really, what a blessing that thing's been. 50-foot man lift. We use it today, putting the windows in the ark. Let's see. There's the church going up, the one we're sitting in. And there's somebody standing on the roof, putting the metal siding up. The problem started. I went to the lumberyard to get 14-foot deck boards. And they said, we're out. We can only get 12.
When this place closes and we all crowdfund, turn it into Yamato Adventureland, we got to come up with who's going to do what, where, what sector is going to be subdivided as we create the coolest place on Earth.
Well, okay, it was figured out later. They didn't quite come together at the corner right here, this on the front of the church here. There it was. Stopped short. I'll figure it out later, okay? 2 a.m. after eating pizza with peanut butter on it, had a brilliant idea. Let's use some scraps and build a little flower box in the corner. Looks like it's all part of the plan, but the boards were too short. It's been that way. Thousands of things here like that, okay? So we put little flower boxes there.
Let us note that the most sensible thing to do with such a little oopsie, if it even was and wasn't actually planned, Kent has to make seem like some genius thing he had during his weird pregnancy food binges, rather than just a perfectly sensible idea that anyone would have come up with, and probably did. In fact, I believe GBC was built it was definitely built during the Cindy Lincoln era, meaning it's probably her idea given that it is a planter.
There it is. The church inside here. Drywall clear to the ceiling.
All right, Olaf, you get the church, turn it into a brothel, as long as it has the sign "Sin is in" somewhere on it. That's my requirement. That outside, as you walk up to it, it'll say "Sin is in"
I forget who gave us the scaffolding. Boy, that's
with an arrow pointing over. It's like, here you go, have at it.
been a blessing. We've been using it. Here's the blueprint for the church, or for the floor. That was it. So a guy showed up with a truckload. Joseph,
Just note the child crying in the background.
who's that with the black shirt on in the middle there?
I don't know. I mean, it looks like me with bald spot. It's not me.
Are you sure? That's you. So we built a cross out of cedar right here in the middle of the floor, and then put oak around the outside. The guy gave us a
Funny, you tell us that the cross was like an incidental thing, and now you're making it far more intentional, like it was before everything else. I mean, I guess it's a matter of planning, so I could be out of line on that one, but yeah.
semi-load of rough cut wood. He had a
And I mean, to be fair, I've complimented the cross before. I actually like the floor of that church. I think that's something they did good, and I do like that what they did there. But yeah,
sawmill, bunch of oak and cedar. So Kevin works here on our other building now. Did it worked for weeks on this, putting the floor in the church. It was awesome. There it goes.
kid trying to tell us something. Drop the sign, should be a flashy neon sign or something else. No, you know what? Marble with painted inlays. Something nice. About 3 foot by 3 foot. It's a little smaller than square meter. Sin is in. Yeah.
Big cross
Or you know what? Yeah, we'll make it 1 square meter. We go sign "Sin is in."
in the middle out of cedar, the rest out of oak around the outside. And we stained it one color, put a big heart in the middle, right there. Yeah, see. There's the floor going together. Get the fans up. 3 weeks till blowout. We need the floors varnished. I forget what that costs for varnish. They do this huge floor here, a couple $100. So 3 weeks till blowout. We need the floors. Then the church called and said, "Hey, we're getting rid of our pews. Would you like the pews? We're getting chairs instead." Well, yeah. There were even 2 short pews in the truckload they gave us. See them right there? Right at the end of the cross. It's exactly the right length. It's just almost like God was in it.
Or y'all planned it that way.
Uh,
Because you did.
So there it is right there, Genesis Baptist Church. There it is when the lake was gone. We first got the property, the big lake was gone. Tour vehicles. The whole thing started off giving tours on a 4-wheeler. Me giving the tour. So we added a wagon. Put Freddie's kids on there. Then we ended up with side-by-sides, total of 7 side-by-sides. We line them up to give tours. And visitors come from all over the place. Believe it or not, that is right in front of the church before we got any concrete, all mud everywhere. So we had side-by-sides, all different kinds. We had, let's see, Polaris. I forget what I ended up. There's one about ready to go down the hill. Up at the top of the sand dune where we go up and have bonfires and stuff. Let's see, the Can-Am. That's the one the guy ran into a tree with it and totaled it. If you go down at the bottom of the cliff, there's some pieces of yellow Can-Am laying down there. That was what we salvaged off of it. Somebody gave us a Jeep, started giving Jeep tours, but that was way too fancy for the Jeep and for the tours. And so every time we poured a piece of concrete, it was $1,000. And so a guy stopped. I called a guy about giving a bid on blacktop. He came out and measured it up. He said, "Brother Hovind, I love your ministry, but you need $50,000 worth of blacktop." He said, "What do you want for that Jeep?" I said, "I don't know. We don't use it around here. We give tours on side-by-sides." He said, "Give me $10,000 in the Jeep and I'll blacktop all this stuff around here." So, yay. Had a couple more missionaries come, took the tour. There it is. Before we did any concrete work in front of the church, always tracking mud in. Every time we poured a piece of concrete, $1,000. It was our dining hall when we got started. That's up inside the science center upstairs. Again, Lions Meadow.
Sorry, I let Kent keep on rambling. I was doing stuff on my BBS. Did he say anything important? No, didn't think so.
Roofing donated all the metal for that. What a blessing he's been. So we slowly started putting the science center together, put shelving
Bowling for photography. You got it.
up for all the displays and fossils. Yeah, God's been good. Science. Each room has all kinds of cool lessons. You got to come see the lesson on the spinning chair about your inner ear. A long story.
Oh, don't worry, Kent. I know all about the inner ear. As a person who has tinnitus screaming at him at this very moment, who is partially deaf in his left ear, and has various vestibular issues, sometimes resulting in the world spinning around me, it's really great being slightly defective. Yeah, I don't need anyone to teach me about the inner ear.
So there we got the taxidermy collection going up. The room is just jammed full of stuff now.
Yeah, you freaking hoarder.
We had all kinds of Bible studies in there, fossil collection. After we added on to the back of the Science Center, 12,000 square foot Science Center based on the 7 days of creation.
And he's working so hard with little elements like the particular wood there and stuff to make it look like the old Dinosaur Adventureland Science Center.
That snake skin up on the wall, a missionary called me from South America. He said, my natives just killed a big snake. Would you like the skin? I said, yeah, that's without the head. It was 24 feet long.
Huh. Olaf's right ear is the one with tinnitus. Fascinating.
It's a big snake. Yeah. Oh, day one,
You know, the really weird thing is that my right ear is actually still has a higher frequency response than it should for someone my age, which has its benefits, but also has some severe problems. So it sucks having like an ear that cuts off at like, even like 8 kilohertz in my left ear, but one that goes towards 16 to 18 in my right.
Be light. Go cool science experiment, electricity, magnetism. Come down and see the Science Center. It's pretty worth a tour. Our bookstore.
I mean, yeah, we could.
Loaded with DVDs and books and fossils and
Make the Science Center real science. And didn't Kent literally just tell these stories? You know he repeats himself every single stream, although he's focusing more on the Science Center, so this is actually slightly new.
all kinds of rocks and minerals. I don't know if you know this display or not. You can see it in the bookstore. Some rocks receive the light and some don't. What? Yeah. You turn the fluorescent light on, and the ones that fluoresce are in the shape of a cross. Do you do that one, Joy, when you do the tour in there?
Wow, look, we arranged these things to happen to match with our favorite fairy tale, and that's something about reality.
The fluorescing minerals? Yeah, okay. Finally, some concrete in front. Keep the mud out of here. $1,000 every time the truck showed up. We got a whole bunch of broken telephone poles and cut them off to make flower boxes. Our dining hall. There it is going up. Who's that guy on the far left, Joseph?
Yeah, that one's me.
Yeah, those Marshall stacks will do some damage. Mine's just being defective. I'm a defective human. Factory reject, send me back!
That one is you, okay. But the one with the hole in the top, the haircut, that's not you, okay.
Me, Damien, Sergio.
You, Damien,
Sergio, Kansas Bill, and Taryn in the far right.
there you go.
Wow, my left ear really enjoyed having Joseph's voice just blast through. I could hear him over the tinnitus.
Look at that.
Also, Sergio, the one who never did contact me, yeah.
Oh, was that tough keeping the mud out of the dining hall, too?
Mid.
There's inside. Get a new kitchen. There it was going together. We need someone to lay ceramic tile and finish our dining room floor, 1,600 square feet. Whether we get the new kitchen dining hall done in time, this was for our boot camp or something we had back then. Come, bring your family. If you don't have Thanksgiving, come spend Thanksgiving and Christmas with us if you don't have a family.
He just has to say that. He can't just ignore that it's there. He has to read everything on his slides. You notice that, too.
There we are in the dining hall. The new kitchen. Insulate the walls. There you are, Joseph, far left, okay. Freddie called me and said, Brother Hovind, there's a guy in Pensacola has a Hobart dishwasher he wants $500 for. Those things are $8,000. We drove down there to Pensacola. He had a whole garage full of kitchen stuff, professional, stainless steel kitchen stuff. I said, what do you want for all of it? He said, 1,500. We got a whole kitchen, 15. We did the same thing again for Noah's Ark. If you know anybody got a bunch of stainless steel kitchen stuff. There they go, a dining hall. While we're doing the floor, guy stopped with a pickup truck in front of the dining hall full of brown ceramic tile. He said, Brother Hovind, God told me to bring you all this tile for your dining hall. It wasn't quite enough to do the whole floor, so we put a bunch of white crosses in the middle. Looks like it's part of the plan, but actually there wasn't enough brown tile. So it worked out really good.
Yeah, it wasn't enough of the brown tile that was given to you. You tell this story as if the white tiles are the happy accident. It's like, wait, no?
Good. I can look back and just cry and see what God's done here. It's been amazing. The bird room.
I don't care what any human have done. It's what God done.
Used to be in where the fish are now, the day 6 room. We had a bunch of birds in there. Finally, we added on a whole roof over to the other building. Closed it off. Said, hey, this will be for the birds. Had all kinds of parakeets in there and Monty making all kinds of noise. The stupid peacock. We put a mirror up there, and he'd stand all day looking in the mirror. I don't know if he's wondering who that other guy is or admiring himself. But the playground, there it was right there. You kids been on the playground out there the last couple of days? Just slowly coming together. We had bonfires there and sing-alongs. And
it comes together a lot quicker if you actually hire real contractors and actually fund this stuff properly and, do things right. What you built in 10 years could have been done in a couple of years had you used actual, real, proper construction workers.
The old John Deere tractor. Those palm trees are lining our driveway over there by the barn. That's cabin 18, all by itself. Where is that?
Building inspector, probably not.
Yeah. Circle, swivel, spring, swingosaurus. The merry-go-round, Goliath. That's the other one. He fell apart. Kids go crazy on our playground now. It's just really sharp. Lots of swings and slides and stuff everywhere for all ages.
Every opportunity in the book to catch a nice case of tetanus.
Come on and see the place. There's a giant swing, the leap of faith, before I put the steps up. Just went off the platform. Now, you done it yet off the top, Mike? Okay. Did you do it off the top? Top step? Did you do the zip line? Into the arc. 300 feet. Okay. I forget who gave us that space ball. So astronauts used it for training. It spins every which way but loose, and it make you sick as a dog. I don't even look.
No, those things are just something you can buy. The little spinny thingy. Yeah.
Got it. The train. That thing goes 0 to 3, maybe. Mm-hmm. Remember the muddy driveway? We just took the kids out and pressure washed them, that's all you can do. Is that the barn? No? The two.
Yeah, that's some senility right there, not recognizing what your own buildings are. You think you'd have a vested interest in forming a permanent memory of these things if you love them so much.
Bathrooms that were here. It's cool going back and see. I'm still in the future. What's next? Sometimes you got to look and see what God has done. Just stop and remember. There's our Garden of Eden. Can you believe the atheists saying they grow weed there? They've got a Garden of Eden.
No one says that, Kent. No one.
They're desperate, aren't they, Joseph?
You can't fix
They're
stupid.
so desperate for something. No, I've never seen wheat.
And see, look, now Joseph, again, watching my videos, has decided I've got to put in my own little microphone and add myself in real time on this shit. God damn. You're so full of yourself, Kent.
Okay? Let alone taking any. There's our driveway. Every time I poured a piece of concrete, $1,000. So let's get blacktop.
Yes, you've said that. And now you're going to say blacktop 50 times.
180 by 24 was $6,000. That's my house on the left there. So slowly, by little, we did what we could. When we ran out of money, we quit. Okay. That is.
It's the beekeep now.
Well, that's yeah. It used to be the wedding gazebo. Now we make it into the beekeeper place. Okay. I said, hey, let's.
Yeah, because you don't want to be reminded of Mary Toko, do you?
Build a church like an old country church. Progress on the church building. Going up right there. Oh, I did them already.
Yeah, here's where I slam my wife. Good times. And yeah, him giving God credits to the people who donated really does make him a despicable piece of shit. Garden of Weed, film at 11.
That was our blueprint right there, our plan.
Yeah, seriously, I mean, if we were to all come together and get some kick-ass loans and create Yamato Adventureland, it'd be so fucking cool.
Going together. Yep. Alliance Metal Roofing. Anyway, questions or comments? We would like to, if we want to be a blessing to those that if you love the Lord, we want to help you. If you hate the Lord, we want to get you saved before it's too late, because you're going to be in big time trouble.
Kent, I hate your Lord like I hate Voldemort. That is, I don't really have actual emotions over physical characters, all right? Or fictional characters, all right?
Here's inside the building right here. There we go. Genesis Baptist Church.
Mithril says that he watched a video yesterday of a group of Sikhs who prepared free meals for minimum 100,000 needy people in Mumbai. It's real charity, Kent. You might like to try it. No, that involves helping people in a way that doesn't make him the center of the universe. Kent ain't going to do that.
That's putting the floor down. I showed you those already.
I'm so stupid. I'm gonna put the same bits of my PowerPoint slide in again because I'm Hovind.
My library, all around the sides here. The front porch. I asked Titus, we had a place where we washed the vehicles when they got muddy every day. I said, Titus, build me a little shed over this, the pressure washer and the hose so it doesn't look so bad out there. You know Titus, he gets carried away. He's been here, 5 or 6 years now. He made it look just like the little miniature church.
Oh, so that's what that is. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an answer to the question of what the hell the mini church is next to the main one. It's a goddamn place for the power washer and shit.
Sanctification station, he called it. There it is. Including a little porch around it. With the flower box in the corner.
Yeah, it's really honestly kind of stupid because it looks real weird.
Amazing. There we are. Sanctification station. Finally, blacktop.
In other words, is masturbation location.
Okay. Then we started getting Jeeps and selling the side-by-sides or swapping them.
Yeah, the ones that Cindy bought you.
Our carpentry shop. We have 2 mechanic shops. I'm not sure why. You know.
One's supposed to be a wood shop.
We have a wood shop, and anyway, there is. I don't know what building is that. I don't know. Oh, the carpentry shop. Yeah. We've added onto that thing so many times. We got 14 light switches in there. You got to run around, turn them all on to get the new section lit up. Red siding. Yeah, if you're a carpenter, come on down.
I need to exploit you. Yep. So if you're a carpenter, I need to exploit you. It was the church from Timu. Yeah, seriously.
Come on down. On the silver part now, we have our shovels hung up there. We have both right-handed and left-handed shovels, if you come on down. There's our mechanic shop and 2 apartments going up right there. The Meisters live upstairs there now. In 10 years, it's just been...
The Meister? The Scheistermeister?
build, and amazing watching God supply. We'll run out of money and go and need some lumber and open up the donation box, and there's $500 in there, so we go spend it. The secretary figured out how much we've spent in 10 years since we've been here. We've spent all of it. Yeah. And then some, actually. There's a little, when we had the side-by-sides, boy, I like the Jeeps a lot better. They have heaters.
It's better.
Building 4, Meister's upstairs, shop downstairs. The dock. That was the redneck swing. Kids came from all over. The lakes are, there's Freddie's kids. Freddie, come on back and say hi. I put 6 pipes through the lake, through the dam, because when we got the property, the dam had washed out. I said, let's make sure that don't happen again. So we had pipes to be able to, just in case, to a case of a hurricane come in, get 40 feet of rain or something. I think we're safe. We built the dock while the lake was way down, because it's kind of hard to dig post holes underwater. Yeah.
Left-handed shovels. What does Kent think he is? A Temu version of Ned Flanders? Come to the left-orium. Man, I would fucking watch if Ned had. Well, actually, Ned did have his own little Bible theme park, and then it turned out to have a serious gas leak. Spoilers for Praiseland. Man, that's infinitely better than Dinosaur Adventureland. Ned Flanders, man, he may be religious as all get out, but Ned Flanders is the kind of person you want to care about you, You want a friend like Ned.
Somebody swimming out there. Then we've had rain where it gets clear up to the top, almost overflows that little dock.
Any actual craftsman in chat, you could commit tremendous sabotage if you volunteered. Yeah, that's another thing Kent doesn't know that he's getting himself into, is the chance for somebody to really screw things up.
Built a gazebo at the end for the young boy that drowned here. Steve and his dad was right there with him, 7 years old, and he said, in honor of my son.
Ooh, right there, trying to pass the blame. His dad was right there, so it was his responsibility. Whether his dad was there or not is its own issue. And he shares part of the blame at various levels, depending on the fact of the matter. But you still should have had proper safety on watch and proper safety equipment available.
I want to help you build this gazebo at the end. It was nobody's fault, except, a kid came up under the dock and hit his head on the board, we think, knocked himself out, horsing around. There we go.
Yeah, kids shouldn't have been able to go under the dock, maybe. Maybe they should have been playing away from the dock. Maybe that should have been standard rules. Maybe you shouldn't be playing inside of old gravel pits.
That's our Tyrannosaurus. If you run up and down 3 times, you'll be tired. I won't tell you what that is. Come take the tour and you'll see. The greenhouse. I think Billy put that together, didn't he? Yeah. That was cool. That's down at the lake house. Visit my doc's cabin. Okay? Free delivery. $8,000 for portable building. So what do? Well, you put a loft in there for kids to sleep. That was our dining room for a while. And somebody gave us a whole bunch of
Hens love roosters. Geese love ganders. Everyone else loves Ned Flanders. Owner of the park is always at fault if anyone dies at your park. Bingo.
They made a steel frame to make dinosaur footprints.
Kent not taking responsibility for his incompetence says a lot about him. It really does.
And put concrete in them. So that helped keep some of the mud down between the bathrooms and the cabins. We had sidewalk. Let's see, that would be, I don't know. Cabin 9, 10, 11.
Mithril has fished a lot of gravel pits. They're bloody dangerous. I can imagine. Ooh, I know. You know what we should do? We should all go and film a Hovind in a certain quarry in Wales. May or may not be Dalek adjacent, and may or may not also been used for every other piece of BBC production media for the past 50 years. What's that joke? The BBC has like 3 writers and 12 sets or something like that.
30. There's a blacktop down. Yay. Cabin 17 and 18, looking over the
You know, years after I gave it him, it's weird how much Doctor Who still creeps back into, my streams and my life.
lake.
Like when I was pulling out like some of the stuff that was packed up from the move that I had never gotten from the first was like my Doctor Who shirts and stuff. Like that stuff that I was still wearing regularly back before everything went to shit. And so they're just sitting in the big ass closet over here, just, chilling.
Billy's cabin. 20 motorhome hookup spots. Okay, that is the house the lady gave us 2 weeks after we got the property. I was preaching in North Carolina. I said, someone just gave us property in Lenox, Alabama. This lady came up to me after church. She said, I'm from Lenox. I said, nobody's from Lenox. There's 30 people here. This is in North Carolina. She said, I'm from Lenox. She said, my husband and I were building a house 10 years ago. We got in a fight, got divorced. That house is half done. It sits around my yard. You can have it. Get it off my property. Cost $6,000 to move it 2 miles. But that's our cabin. Closed in the porch. And we had Bible study in there for a while.
All right, so since the story's fully posted, Olaf says, so I have this Christian friend, and I mentioned Kent Hovind to him, and he had never heard of him. Showed him this short of Kent talking about something stupid, as he does. Friend immediately says, okay, that guy is very clearly not an actual Christian, and I can say this as an actual Christian. I'm willing to bet he's just a grifting fraud online. All Olaf could do was smirk.
Built the countertop, got the kitchen cabinets donated. Somebody said, hey, I'm remodeling a millionaire's house. You don't want the old cabinets, do you want it? I said, well, yeah. Cost me $125 for the counter.
'Tis true, especially after government cutbacks regarding my BBC comments. By the way, do you have your TV license? We know you don't have any TVs in there, but you better have your TV's license. And did you buy the other TV license? And then another one? Hey, audience, even in America, did you buy your TV licenses? Otherwise, the BBC is going to come get you. Yeah.
Out for 1x12 pine.
Especially love electronics YouTuber Big Clive lives on the freaking Isle of Man. And the BBC sending him threat letters like, you haven't paid your television license. You really need to. If we find out you're watching TV without the license, it's like, what the fuck draconian shit is this? As an American, we just have 5,000 commercials through our shows.
Put heart in the middle. I figured every relationship has at least one knothead in it. So,
oh wait, are you showing off where you body slammed your wife? Wow.
2 in yours, don't you, Joseph? There's the Hovind's kitchen. We had snow a couple times we've been here.
The reason they use rock quarries was the BBC only paid travel 50 miles outside of London.
For 10 years. It's very rare. It's snow once in a while. Lasts about a day. You folks up north, we get rain, but we don't have to shovel it. We just kind of let run off. So now where is that?
Folks from up north, bitch, you're from Illinois. Shut the hell up.
Between that's cabin 9, 10, and 11. The oops. That wonderful dump truck we had. And the wonderful excavator that we had. We don't mention Rex's name, but one of our guys drove it too close to the mud. And
hey, my UK friends, want to explain the TV license to Zoso? You'll do far better than I can.
Sank it. We paid $9,000 for that machine. We paid $12,000 trying to get it out.
Mithril got fined £800 and threatened with prison for not buying a license. But the question is, were you watching TV? Although the BBC really seems to want to make it do you have a proper television receiver on your premises? And they'll seem to take computer monitors as that. If not at this stage, thinking tablets and such are just as valid. Oh, you can get BBC iPlayer on it. So yes, you can still watch television and you must pay the fee, see? Yes, we suddenly have British Hovindites who are also gangsters.
I got a bid from a crane company. They'll come pull it out for $40,000. So I said, let's see, we paid it for $9,000. How about let's let it sit for an example and look for it. We're still looking for another one. If you know where you can get an excavator around $50, please let me know. Okay. There's the lake house down there where we teach about the layers of the earth are not different ages.
Oh, the lake house. You mean the classroom? Is that the classroom? I think that was the classroom. Yeah. I think that's the classroom right there.
Down there, where we teach about the layers of the earth are not different ages. Our dinosaur adventureland hotel, the Garden of Whedon, motorhome hookup. There's Billy's cabin sticking out over the lake. The Cliff House. Say, let's build a building down here for some guys to live in. So we built 2 apartments and a bathroom. You live down there now, right, Mike? Yeah, right there.
I'd rather just have 2 turntables and a microphone instead of 2 apartments and a bathroom.
Ran
if they're those.
A water line over to it. Here's where we teach about the layers of the earth and about...
Oh, you mean more of your insanity where shit is from floor to ceiling? It's all too busy. By the time you read it, you're dead. And yes, I'm going to keep bringing up that Aqua Teen Hunger Force joke because it's one of my favorites. So piss off. If Hovind can say the same jokes over and over, I can too. At least my jokes are funny. Especially when they're not ones I came up with myself, but I'm just stealing them from absurdist TV shows from a quarter of a century ago.
The flood, how the moon made the layers of the earth of gravel, pigs. There's the barn. I think there was 2 ladies stopped here and said, "Come here."
Oh yeah, notice the gate. You don't show the other gate because it's still got the wrong wife on it.
You build you a barn.
No one came by to build you a barn, Kent. God, the story gets old. That just statistically is impossible. Even if we grant other, hey, can I help you with this? It's statistically impossible that this many people would come and put this much energy into stuff for you like this without direct compensation.
Yeah, and they did. I couldn't believe it. Someone built a bridge over the ditch. That's where the peacocks are now. This would be...
What did that say about propane? Bridge over a ditch and cool flow propane tanks. What?
Someone built a bridge over the ditch. That's where the peacocks are now. This would be... well, I don't even know. Science Center. A playground shut down somewhere around here, and they said, "You want all of our old playground stuff?" Yeah. Got it all for free. Got 2...
oh yeah, that container. Yellow text totally legible there, Kent.
That's a shaker plant, which we sold, I think, for $100 because I think the only thing that worked on it was the number on the side. If you called that phone number, that still worked. Yeah. The bridge over the lake, still there.
Like a bridge over troubled Hovind.
And we go to the dock. Oh, the octagon greenhouse.
The octagon greenhouse. You mean the geodesic dome? Because that's what it is, Kent.
Oh, the dock. Oh,
also, that's more sides than a fucking octagon, you fucking moron. I can already tell just from that fucking photo.
The octagon greenhouse. One of the big lakes.
Notice he isn't showing Krabby. She don't lie, propane.
2 of Freddy's kids. Buried up to the neck. A snake, rattlesnake we killed here. Yeah. Anyway.
Let me show off this thing I killed. Let me show some runoff for toxic waste. We got our own homemade Chernobyl over here, yeah.
Questions or comments? Let's take some from the audience here, Joseph. Okay, go for it. Dennis, I'm a believer in a young Earth. I'm wondering about supernovas that suddenly appear, but supposedly are millions of light years away. Is it merely a miscalculation of distance? Was it created that way 6,000 years?
Do y'all want to go through the questions, or are we basically done here? I mean, we can go through them, but at this stage, the Wednesday stream or Thursday stream had turned into the Thursday stream, or the Wednesday stream, excuse me.
Years ago and it's showing up now. Dennis, supernovas are stars simply blowing up. We cannot tell the distance to those stars. If you
except we can, and it's not through parallax, you fucktard.
Watch my video number 7. Let me get to there. Creation Seminar Part 7. Okay. I talk about the problem with starlight and how they measure that. It's just simply not possible to measure those numbers. And I think the astronomers know that. Let's see. Stars, right here. How do we see stars billions of light years away? The Bible says he stretched out the heavens. 17 times it says he stretched out the heavens. Thou hast made the heavens. We see a supernova about every 30 years. That's a star blowing up. They've never seen one form. All they see is stars blow up.
Except we see stars forming all the time. We see the processes. You just claim, oh, I know it's not just gas that moved out of the way. And it's like, we know, Kent. It's especially interesting when you see the star, the process of the star getting going, and you notice that what you're seeing as a glow around it is actually the reflection of light from this protostar on the dust cloud that's behind it from our perspective. That's really, really fascinating and very beautiful.
There's less than 300 supernovas out there.
Okay, so on the left you're showing Eta Carinae, and the right, actually, I forget which one that is. Oh yeah, no, that is 1987A. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Only a few thousand years worth. Star death occurs every 50 years. Oh, okay. How often do stars explode? Are there so many stars that there are millions exploding all the time?
I've got random little slides and random little questions. Did they kill the snake before or after the snake bite incident? That's not the snake bite incident snake. I can say that much at least. Or is it the one? I don't know. I don't think that is. I feel like there was more of an emergency situation than to take photos of that, since he had actually gotten bit by that one.
Although no supernova has been observed in the Milky Way since 1604, it appears that one happened in
Oh my, Bhopal Adventureland. Yes. Welcome to Bhopal Adventureland in Lenox, Alabama. Relive the Bhopal disaster daily. Sponsored by Union Carbide.
Cassiopeia 300 years ago. How do you know that? Astronomers reckon there have been only 3 or 4 completely reliable supernovas in our galaxy. Anyway, talk about supernovas. This is all in seminar part 7. You can get that up. Well, I just want to talk about how they measure the distance. There's about 70 sextillion stars in the sky that they know of, okay? If they're forming, there should be forming about 9 million every minute to get the numbers that we have today.
Let's note he's going to take the estimate value of all of them in the universe and then try to be like, we should be able to see all this, acting as if the vast majority of the universe isn't redshifted to the nth degree, and even when you can resolve it, it is just little globs of light that are barely the size, relative size, the apparent size to us as some of the most distant individual stars that we can resolve.
Star deaths, star births should at least equal star deaths, okay? So how do you explain them? Supernova. This textbook says, new stars are constantly being born in clouds of gas and dust. That is absolutely insane. Dust
Except that's literally photos of it right there, Kent.
Clouds do not have enough gravity to collect themselves into a star and ignite.
Yes, they do.
The dust clouds, dissipate, scatter out.
No. That's gravity. And I think gravity kind of wins, Kent. And see, the fun thing is that the pull of gravity, the constant acceleration imparted by gravity, is going to cause clumps from here, there, and everywhere to want to gravitate towards that mass. And what's going to happen is they're going to have gained velocity. So repulsive forces are going to be counteracted by the fact that they've been effectively falling towards this center of mass, the densest bit of cloud, wherever's going to be the center of stuff where things are collecting, and start heating up. And once you're already there, gravity's kind of getting going. Y'all seem to forget how massive stars are and how much of a force gravity is at the large scale. It's the weakest of the 4 fundamental forces, but it is the strongest scale-wise.
The silent embarrassment of modern astrophysics, we do not know how a single one of these stars managed to form. I would agree with that. No one has caught
To the quote mines we go. The Hovind yearns for the quote mines.
Molecular cloud in the act of collapsing. I don't think it could happen. Certainly, it would not be science to say it happened. Okay.
But we know this shit. Also, I can't see half this crap, but given you're quoting stuff from when I was fucking born, Kent.
Okay. It'd be imagination. The origin of
I think we're a little past that after 40 years.
stars is one of the most fundamental unsolved problems of astrophysics. No one really understands how star formation proceeds. It's remarkable.
Oh, there you go, Joseph. Yeah, shrink it down now, dumbass.
They see a few times where a spot is getting brighter, and they assume that means a supernova or a star forming. Well, it could be the dust in front of it's clearing.
It could be a supernova or a star forming. Well, those are two very different things, Kent, and no, it's not. I do not have the energy right now to explain the levels of stupidity you're uttering right now. Just know that there are many, many layers of idiocy coming out of your mouth every moment, Kent.
God said he made the lights and he made the stars also.
No, you have some stupid fairy tale that has some stupid character claiming that. It doesn't mean jack diddly shit.
It's the number of the stars, not how many there are. Each one has its own number. God says, oh, that star number, he give your rattles off the number.
Looks like Brett is mind quoting again. Say hi, Kent is mind quoting again. Say hi to Brett for us. Maybe you can get his wife Doran to make you some mac and cheese. Two would get along very nicely. You're both wife beaters.
Praise him, ye heavens of heavens, and ye waters that be above the heavens. I'm one of those believers that when God made the world, there was a crystal canopy above the atmosphere to separate the
Kent is a walking advertisement for shutting down diploma mills.
First heaven, the firmament where the birds fly, and then the second heaven is where the stars are. And even that has a canopy around it, I believe. Couldn't prove it to anybody. I believe there's ice beyond the stars. Obviously, the question is, where's the last star? And if you find it, then what's after that? It says, he laid the beams of his chambers in the waters. He maketh the clouds of his chariot. He walks on the wings of the wind. The voice of the Lord is upon many waters. So it could be another crystal canopy way out there. We got had one above our atmosphere. It's now gone. Let's see. Everybody on earth could own 11 trillion stars to yourself. The heavens declare the glory of God. Psalm 8, he said, when I consider the heavens.
My middle finger declares the glory of Lord Yamato, so eat a dick.
I don't think we spend enough time doing that. Just get out and consider the heavens. So let's see. Stars are so far away, they're just pinpoints of light. We cannot see anything except the color. To measure the distance to something you cannot possibly touch, i.e. a star or a planet, okay? Simple trigonometry is all you need for parallax trigonometry. I taught trig for years. You look at, you get two observation points. You know the distance between your two observation points, and you check the angle out to the third point. Simple.
And that parallax is not used for objects past its working distance. There's limitations to the technology, which you're going to bring up as a method of saying that we can't know things are further. Well, one, they would obviously be further given that the parallax stops working. But two, there's other factors and comparisons that can be made, especially with things we can use parallax for, that give us a clue on appreciable distances based on varying properties.
Trigonometry, you do it with your, measuring a distance to the back wall or something there. How far are your eyes crossed to determine this? Earth's about 8,000 miles across. So people on opposite sides of the Earth, both looking at a star, could get a base of their triangle of 8,000 miles. That's the biggest one you can get on Earth. Well, so to make it even bigger, they look at the star in January, and then it's 93 million miles from the sun, and then look at it in June, and you now have a much bigger triangle. It takes light from the sun 8 minutes to get here. So the diameter of our orbit is 16 light minutes. 1 year has 500...
But Ken, that's a unit of time, not distance.
25,000 minutes in it.
Or excuse me, that's a unit of distance, not time. He understands what a light minute is, but doesn't understand a light year.
So let's change all these minutes into inches. You're 16 inches apart on June to January. the orbit of the sun, orbit of the Earth. That third point is 525,000 inches away. That's 8.3 miles. Do you think you could have two guys 16 inches apart looking at a dot 8 miles away and calculate they don't know
Kent, you would be thinking about two guys in 16 inches.
it's 8 miles away. They're supposed to tell you how far away it is based on how far out of parallel their telescopes are. I think that's a stretch, but I'll give them that. That's 1 light year. 1. I'm not sure you can tell exactly where you were 6 months ago either, okay? But a 1 light year triangle has an angle of 0.017 degrees. To measure the distance to a star 100 light years away, it'd have an angle of 0.00017 degrees. That's like two surveyors being 16 inches apart, looking at a third point 830 miles away. Two guys in Pensacola looking at a dot in Chicago, trying to tell you how far away Chicago is, and all they have is how far out of parallel would their line of sight be? If they're 16 inches apart and they're both looking at the same dot, 800 miles away. I think it's a stretch. I don't believe it. Now, maybe they can, but that's only 100 light years. To measure billions of light years.
It's not the methodologies used, Kent. I don't remember offhand what the methodologies are, but I really should do a dedicated article/video on this subject, as with so many things that Kent says.
Impossible.
It'll be nice, quick, easy to produce content.
With parallax trigonometry. Now, the stars probably are that far away. I don't question that. I'm just saying we need to be humble ourselves, and we don't know. I could talk about all the trigonometry here, okay? Let's see.
Except we do know.
The measure of distant stars works
And no, you couldn't talk about the trigonometry. You'll understand math like that.
within 100 light years. Okay, I don't think it even goes that far, but I'll give them 100 light years. Parallax, stellar parallax, or trigonometric parallax. There we go. Let's see, all this on video number 7. So, as far as when they say a star is X number of billion light years away and it exploded, therefore it took that long for light to get here, you can't measure the distance. Let me get up to the right slides here. I challenge them to tell me how they measure this distance. You cannot measure those distances accurately. No one knows what light is. Give me a jar of light, paint it blue. We don't know. It's always traveled the same
Give me a jar of God, paint it hot pink.
speed. The whole idea behind a black hole is that light can be attracted by gravity, which means the speed of light cannot be constant.
No, not at all. The value C is a constant. Light through a given medium is also going to be at a particular constant. Gravity affecting light is an absolute irrelevancy to the speed. Kent, space-time's curved to a point in a black hole that it's beyond C, the actual gravitational effect. It's so simple to describe, it makes it hard to describe because I understand this stuff so intuitively. You're not changing gravity or light speed, Kent. You just literally have a point where all paths converge backwards. That's the nature of the event horizon.
In 1999, they slowed light down to 38 miles an hour.
No, they didn't, Kent. You're talking about internal velocities that are not the value C, which is what is actually being talked about anyway when people say the speed of light is the value C and not intrinsically light speed in and of itself. It's just convenient to say because light happens to travel at the value C in a given medium.
In 2000, they slowed it down to 1 mile an hour. Then they brought it to a full stop. Is the speed of light always the same all through space? At Harvard and at Princeton, let's see, Harvard, Smithsonian Center, and Cambridge, they proceeded to hold a light pulse still at Harvard. Let's see, in 2000, they speeded light up to 300.
Sped. The word is sped. It's not speeded. You illiterate fucking dumbass.
Times the speed of light.
No, they wouldn't have sped anything. Again, nothing in what you're talking about is what you say it is.
The speed of light has apparently decreased so rapidly, experimental error cannot explain it. So it looks like the speed of light has decayed. Okay?
No.
The speed of light was 10 billion times faster at time 0. I don't know how you measure that, but okay.
Whatever's making that claim from 39 years ago is probably again talking about the value of C, which would be its own conundrum. I don't know and don't care. I care about what's some currently understood stuff.
Speed of light was exceeded by a factor of 100. So the Big Bang Theory says that matter accelerated faster than the speed of light.
No. The expansion of spacetime is at a rate that, if measured, shows values higher than C.
Speed of light might change in time during the life of the universe. Speed of light may have changed over history. You can look up these references.
No, Kent. No.
Hit pause, okay? Let's see. Speed of light may not be constant.
Look at all these slides I worked so hard to put in. I'm just going to skip past them, though. And look, I'm just showing random clips from popular science videos on YouTube, from Veritasium and PBS Spacetime. Oh yes, I mean those are good channels. I love that. That one actually says the speed of light is not about light. Thank you, PBS Spacetime. Thank you.
Speed of light is not about light. Is the speed of light constant? There's plenty of articles on this. Was the speed of light faster at the beginning?
Yes, the value C is constant. That's why it's C. It means constant. That's the whole purpose. When you get into relativistic effects, you can create some interesting oddities. But internally, inside of that relativistic frame, everything is still consistent. Shit gets really weird with relativity there, Kent.
Let's see, the speed of light may not be a constant. Speed of light can change.
I mean, let me tell you, Kent, I dive so deep in this stuff that in the sci-fi I'm writing, since I want it to be more with my little bit of, technology indistinguishable from magic thrown in with Ethertech, I've had to ensure that causality isn't broken as a property of warping through subspace. That there's a universal frame of reference that keeps everything that's interactive with everything else in sync, so that you don't have causality problems in my sci-fi universe. That's how deep I've gone into the studying this stuff, so that my little probably never going to be written bit of sci-fi can be internally consistent and match with reality as much as possible, save for where I suspend reality for the sake of the story.
Speed limit for the cosmos is being questioned. And a good Discover magazine had a big
Kent Hovind wrote it on a slide. It must be true. And yeah, he's talking about group velocity, not the front speed.
Article about that. There's a whole book about it. Faster than the speed of light. Okay. I wanted to get up to something else here to answer your question.
Really? You mean you weren't answering the question before, Kent? Rochester with a good point. None of this debunks physics of radioactive decay, Kent.
Was finished when God made it. God made wine out of grapes. Jesus made wine out of grapes that never existed, aged in time that never was. Adam was mature. How old was Adam the day he was created? 0. How old did he look? 73. So I think he didn't make 2 babies in the garden. He handed him a package of seeds to say, plant them quick. So a light year is a distance. It's not a time.
Yes, it's the distance that light travels in a year through space-time. Through linear space-time. That's what it's measured as.
Speed of light may not be constant, so why would that have anything to do with the age of the universe? This guy said we can also find absolute age by comparing a star's color and brightness with those in stellar...
Oh, no. I can't just do warp fuckery. I've got to have it make a little more sense, because it's interesting that the same technology that allows travel from one spot in the galaxy to another at human livable time spans also happens to be a nice source of power for what are otherwise jet aircraft. And, spacecraft and all kinds of stuff in between. It's an interesting little oddity that I just made work. It's cool stuff. I like it.
Evolution models. What? You compare it to your model? Instead of asking how the light got from the star to here, we should be asking how the star got from here to there. 17 times in the Bible it says he stretched out the heavens. God made the earth first and then the stars, and he stretched them out into place. So they're asking the wrong question. Okay. And I have a whole section on redshift and stuff,
Wow, you've answered nothing. Good job, Kent. Useless.
variables and all that stuff. Okay, other questions, Joseph?
Yep, Tigray, that is why I stress the value of C being the universal constant. And let's not talk in the terms of the speed of light like everyone does, but let's talk in terms of the value of C, since that is what is actually being adhered to, and that's what the actual math is in the most famous math equation of all, but so many others that relate to these things.
Scott, I appreciate you breaking things down, making them make sense to people like me. My question is, what Bible is most accurate and complete? Absolutely, unquestionably, the King James, for lots of reasons.
It's because it's the one I go with, because it allows me to say a bunch of stupid shit. Yeah.
All the new versions of the
Calculus is just algebra that accounts for changing rates of things. Good point. And calculus was invented specifically to describe the moon's orbit, if memory serves. So that's fun.
Bible are good translations of the wrong manuscript. They're translating the Alexandrian manuscript. They might be very sincere, very dedicated, very brilliant with Hebrew and Greek, and they're translating the wrong book. That's the whole problem. Get a King James Bible. Go to AV Publications.
And how do you know your translation is the correct one, Kent? You kind of try to explain that when you defend the KJV all the time, but come on.
.com. Okay, let's see. Gert. Ken Hovind, brother in Christ, what's your biblical view on the signs of the zodiac? I think I've got slides on that in here. Let me see. Zodiac. On part 7. Short answer is I don't know, but I think Adam and Eve.
Like every question you ask Kent that's not in the script. I don't know.
Eve did not have a Bible, so God gave them the whole gospel story in the stars. You start with Virgo the Virgin and you end with Leo the Lion. That has now been perverted into the current horoscope, but it used to be the gospel plan of salvation, I think. There's a bunch of books on that. Good.
Really? Where did crabs fall into the picture? You fucking idiot.
Study, if nothing else. Mike, hi Kent, thanks for all the work you do. A question, Genesis 1 and 2, the earth was being formless and void. The length of one day is defined as exactly one rotation of the earth, correct? If it was formless, not even a little bit of form, it could not have been spherical yet, or any shape.
His question is about how can a non-shape rotate around an axis. I think it's an old Earth question.
Well, you go later.
No, Joseph. No. The person's asking a practical question about the nature of how these things are defined, how they're described, and the fact that it seems a little contradictory to have such a description of what a day is when there is no Earth to have a day as a basis on, which is easily answered by just saying God decided the day would be that long, made things work out that way, but you're too stupid to come up with that.
Though in the Bible, in the Ten Commandments, God said he made everything in 6 days. So that locks it in right there. Jesus said the creation of Adam was the beginning. That would lock it in again. So that first day had to be a normal day. See, our day starts at midnight. One spin of the earth is a day. You could start at 6 in the morning. Some cultures start at in the morning at first light. It doesn't matter when you start. It takes 24 hours on our time, our schedule. You could divide the earth up into, you could divide your day up.
Yeah, the morning was actually usually the predominant way to do such for most cultures. It's just kind of how it worked. It made sense.
Up into 4,000 hours if you wanted. But we're kind of, most people are agreed 24 hours in a day.
Most people agree. Okay, Kent.
So the one spin of the earth is a day. That could, I think God purposely made the sun later.
Yes, Kent, but the person is questioning how could you measure the spin of an earth that has no form? You are so stupid you do not even understand what your own asshole clowns are asking you.
So we would know not to worship it. God is light. So I think it's one spin in relation to God. God made it spin so we could have day and night. I like having nighttime to go to sleep.
Ada in TikTok says Noah's Ark is in North Kurdistan, not in Turkey. And then he said the Kurds live in there.
I disagree.
Okay. Also, I'm really sick of leftier Joseph and the weird echo and shit.
I'm pretty convinced Ron Wyatt did find it. The Bible says the ark landed in the mountains,
Ron Wyatt lying fuckwit, Kent. Get over it.
plural, of Ararat. And that's where the mountains of Ararat are in Turkey. Go to WyattMuseum.com. I'm thoroughly convinced that's where it is. Dwayne, can you offer a simple rebuttal to the claim on the Facebook post that a comet is returning to our solar system after 170,000 years? They calculated the time. How on earth did they calculate that? You see a streak moving across the sky, and
Yeah, you have a velocity. Through measurements, you can figure out its mass. That's all you need to start figuring out. Well, really, all you need is the velocity. It's orientation and stuff. Start figuring out trajectory. Mass will help you on discerning a few things, but if it's even necessary. But Kent, Pluto hasn't completed an orbit since it was discovered, but we know its orbital path. Figure out that one.
you can tell what happened 170,000 years ago from that. If they see this comet coming in with a slight curve to it, they would say, oh, let's imagine how big that oval is. That thing goes way out and comes back. That's a whole lot of imagination.
It's not imagining, Kent. That's an inevitability based on actual fucking physics. That's how this works. You talked about liking calculus and stuff. I just brought up earlier that calculus was derived, so as my understanding, could be urban legend, but Newton created calculus, and I'm pretty sure the story goes the reason he did it was to calculate the trajectory of the moon. Kind of works for all your astronomical bodies. It's kind of the basis of Newtonian physics, which at the human scale handles gravity fine. Doesn't work at the quantum scale and doesn't account for relativistic processes, but it's good enough.
The Ethiopian Bible.
Laura says, literal-minded people, the semi-literate who expect the rest of us to also take everything literally, but protest when they want to be excused for their hate speech. Yep.
Ethiopian Bible, I think, is as what I've heard. I don't speak Ethiopian, but is a good translation of the right manuscript. Go to avpublications.com. See what they say about it. That's their specialty. Which Bible version? AV author.
Yes, let's ask this completely biased group what their preferred version of the Bible is, and hey, they'll sell it to you.
Version, avpublications.com.
Except for Enoch. I think Enoch's in the Ethiopian Bible.
Oh, yeah. Enoch, there's 3 books of Enoch, got them right there. Ancient historical forgeries, written probably the 3rd century. That's it.
As opposed to, the rest of the New Testament, which was written only about 100 years after everything happened, at least.
Well, here's one.
Who put the little Jesus on top of the spinning moon here, going around here? Is that you, RJ?
Last one, Doc. When Eve ate the fruit before giving it to Adam, did she realize she was naked? Thanks in advance. God bless.
When Eve ate the fruit, before she gave it to Adam, did she realize?
What is this shit? You have the exact same book he does as a source. I think you can figure out that it says nothing on this subject. If you want to know what Kent thinks, sure, but what value does that have? Ask him like he's a damn biblical scholar. He ain't shit.
She was naked. I don't know how to answer that question. I think Eve knew it was wrong, but she didn't hear.
He doesn't want to think about Eve naked. What he really wants to talk about is Adam trying out all the animals before realizing he needed a suitable helper. If you know, you know.
God say that. God told Adam, put him in the garden. Adam, you can eat off all the trees, but don't eat off this one. And then he made one of each animal so Adam could name them and select a wife. Then he made Eve. Eve was the last thing created, and she did not see God create anything. Adam.
Oh no, Tigray, that's the thing. Newtonian mechanics is actually wrong. Relativity supplanted it. It's just that Newtonian physics works out very well on the broad scale because relativistic effects don't have any play in that. The properties you're going to experience of matter doing its thing in orbit are well calculated through that. You don't need to go super granular. But no, Newtonian physics was replaced with relativity. Full stop. The math just still works. It's not to knock it at all. It's just a matter of we understand things even better now.
All God create plants.
Newtonian physics, for example, does not explain the nuance and perturbation in the orbit of Mercury, whereas relativistic effects do.
Animals in the garden. He saw it. I think Satan came to Eve knowing she would be a softer target to get her to sin.
It was not Satan. The character did not exist yet.
And I think she had to take Adam. Adam said, honey, don't eat off that one tree. Why not? I don't know, but God said, don't do it. Women are curious, and she did anyway. So here we are. That's that song. That's why we's all working now. Them.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, you racist piece of shit.
Them bones gonna rise again. Yeah. At the end it says, that's all there is. There ain't no more. Eve got the apple. Adam got the core. Love that song.
Yeah, Mono Joseph is getting fucking sickening. And yeah, the Adam and Eve website, much prefer that. Much prefer that.
That's it. Thank you so much. Any questions or comments?
Go to hell.
Here. All right. Boy, that Ukrainian crew worked their tail off, didn't they, on the Ark and all that, and the building over there? Did they get all the stuff moved?
So you settled that they're Ukrainian, Kent. You really wish you would have had your slides and not have called them Russian. It's pretty rude.
Moved into the sign shop, the new sign shop? Anybody know? I have to go over there and check on that. Awesome. All right. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow night. Bye.
Spirit and the bride say, come.
Okay. We made it through Double Hovind Spectacular. That fucking sucked. All right. Remember 5:23 Central Time, 40th anniversary of the explosion of Reactor 4 at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in northern Ukraine. Hit up YouTube channel that Chernobyl guy or the Chernobyl guy to join his real-time stream or real-time video, Chernobyl in real time. It's gonna be some cool stuff. I have an Eve. Why not Madam and Steve? Ooh, good one. Very good one. This Cretin could afford a proper boom mic, but Blosso's too dumb to understand how to pick one. Yeah. Getting paid. Are they getting paid? Maybe. Don't know. Lord of the Rings scholar would be worthy of way more respect than a biblical scholar. Very true. Tolkien gave us so much for so little. He did. All right. That's enough of that. Throat's getting sore. I am out of here like last year. Hold my beer. There goes a steer. I don't know. I'm being stupid. That was enough Hovind for one day. My brain is fried. Mono Joseph blasting my left ear was horrible. I hope you all had fun. Enjoy. Hope you enjoyed the double feature length Whack-A Hovind. I'm out this piece. Later.